Hi, and in this video, I'm going to reveal the biggest mistake that people make with the adjective interesting, why that confuses natives, and some top alternatives that natives do use. Hi, it's Adam, and this is a really common mistake in business English. And I can tell you as a native that it sounds pretty strange when we hear people using it in this way. And you'd be surprised at how often this happens in professional conversations, whether it's in interviews, salary negotiations, business meetings, or even investment opportunities. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you what this mistake is and how to fix it so that your business conversations sound more professional, even more native. Now, it seems like a pretty simple adjective to use, especially as it's practically the same word in many other languages like French or Portuguese or even German. But it does have a very different meaning in some contexts and cultures, and the literal translation into English doesn't always work, and that's where the mistake is. So does it matter if you get it wrong? Well, it's not the end of the world, but we want to be remembered for sounding professional and accurate, not for sounding a little bit strange, right? And to do that, we need to use the right adjectives in the right situations, especially when you're speaking to natives or cross-culturally and in corporate environments where it's very easy to cause confusion and the consequences can be significant. And the mistake that people make with this adjective is to use it to say something is good or beneficial or rewarding in some way, because in English we just don't use it like that. For natives, it's more about curiosity or intrigue or attention. In fact, if you look at the official definition for the adjective interesting, you'll see that it says arousing curiosity or interest, holding or catching attention, for example, an interesting debate. So if you use the word interesting to try and say something is good or beneficial, you're probably going to confuse the person you're speaking to. Let's have a look at a few examples of how people do that. So I hear people say things like, that salary is very interesting, or the investment is very interesting. Sometimes I hear people say, attending the networking event would be interesting for your career, or even it would be interesting to reduce production costs. So these are all attempts to say something is good, whether it's financially or professionally or personally. But English speakers would choose different adjectives to express this. So what adjectives would natives use? Well, for the examples I just gave you a moment ago, we could use something simple like good or great, or we could choose something more formal and professional like competitive, attractive, beneficial, or profitable. Okay, let's have a look at how these would fit in full sentences. Number 1, the salary is very competitive. Next, the investment is very attractive. Or the networking event would be great for your career. And finally, it would be beneficial to reduce production costs. Okay, so now you know some alternative adjectives to use instead of interesting. But when can we use the word interesting or interest in business English? Here are 5 scenarios where we do use it. We use it when we're talking about engaging or holding someone's attention. For example, it is an interesting subject. We also use it for curiosity or concern. So it would be interesting to know how you reduce staff turnover. This is out of curiosity, not benefit. Next, we would also use it for personal benefit, and that's where some of the confusion may be. For example, it would be in their best interest to attend a meeting. We didn't say interesting, but in their best interest. Next, we would use it to participate in something. So she took an interest in entrepreneurship from a young age. And finally, we use it for hobbies. For example, his interests include reading and public speaking. There you go. If you ever feel tempted to use the word interesting when you're trying to say something is good or rewarding, make sure you choose a different adjective like great, competitive, or attractive instead. Remember, if you like what we do here at Trust Native, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for all the best insights and tips in business English. Plus, feel free to share this with your friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.